Welcome. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're putting aside the usual deep dives into documented cases for a moment. Instead, we're stepping into the shadows, We're going to share three really unsettling, true accounts that people have posted online. Stories about those moments when, well, reality just seems to break.
And when you delve into these personal experiences, the goal shifts, doesn't it? It's less about hard proof and more about understanding the sheer terror people felt, the conviction in their voices or, well, their writing. That's what ties these together.
Exactly. And you need that anchor, right?
Yeah.
So our first story, we're calling it The Burned Man in the Den. It starts with someone sharing it because they absolutely had to believe their own mother. No question. Okay, so the person telling the story is 34. They were back visiting their parents, staying in the family home. They lived there 25 years with their kids, their sister who was 19, brother was 26. But the key is the mother. She's described as fundamentally honest, just cannot tell a lie convincingly, physically bad at it. So if she said something happened, it happened.
That's crucial in these kinds of accounts. The witness's baseline credibility. When someone reliable, someone not prone to making things up, reports something truly bizarre, you have to take their experience as fact, even if the event itself seems impossible.
Right. So this house had a history. Back in the 80s, before they owned it, there was a bad fire. It hit the den and about half the basement. Really tragic. The man living there died. Burned alive. His family rebuilt it, tried to cover it up, essentially.
A place marked by that kind of trauma, it often retains something, an energy.
Yeah, seems like it did. There were small things over the years, but it really ramped up when the storyteller was back home this time. It started subtly, just the smell of matches, often, near the den or the basement.
Yep.
And nobody smoked, nobody used candles, no reason for it.
Olfactory hallucinations are common, but when tied to a specific location with that history, it's suggestive.
Then the mother's behavior started getting strange, really worrying. The storyteller walks into the kitchen one day, finds her just standing there, stiff. She drops a glass in the sink, just staring at the den door. A few days later, she finds her mother, and these were not religious people, right? Praying, holding her own deceased mother's rosary beads, really praying hard.
That's a significant shift. Going gets lifelong patterns like that. It points to some serious internal struggle, fear she couldn't explain away.
Totally. So they finally push her, ask what's going on. She breaks down. She describes seeing someone, an entity, a man with burned skin, melted looking, no hair, skin glossy, red and black. And he had this pronounced hunchback. She said he was naked, but the burns were so bad, no visible genitals, just damage.
A very specific, very graphic description tied directly to the house's tragic past.
And here's the really scary part. The change. She admitted she'd seen glimpses before, over the years, sporadically, but now he was appearing in full view, just standing there, staring at her. For maybe only a minute, she thought, but it felt like, forever, an eternity.
That escalation is terrifying. From maybe a residual imprint to active observation, almost like it's focusing on her, maybe her own stress or just time amplified whatever was there.
The family kind of kept this quiet, this terror, until a few months later, confirmation. The sister, Megan, she has her friend Cassie over, sleepover. It's around midnight, and suddenly the scream just rips through the house, horrifying. They run out, find Cassie completely hysterical, sobbing. Once they calm her down, she tells them. She looked up from her book. She saw a man, a bloody-looking, melted, bald man, she said, dragging himself down the hallway, using his arms, pulling his body, legs useless behind him, heading right for Megan's room.
Dragging himself. That detail, that's not something you'd likely invent. It speaks to the nature of the injuries from the fire. Cassie likely wouldn't know the specifics of the death. Seeing that specific movement makes it chillingly credible.
Exactly. Cassie was beside herself, swore on her own mother, who'd recently passed away, that it was true. She never, ever went back to that house, refused completely. The storyteller moved out not long after that, and interestingly, the mother sightings stopped then.
Maybe the focus shifted or the collective anxiety lessened when the house wasn't as full.
Maybe, but it's not quite over. Here's the final unsettling bit. Just recently, the brother, who now lives down in that basement room near where the fire was worst, he told the storyteller he keeps seeing things, just flashes of red out of the corner of his eye.
Still lingering, still present in the part of the house most connected to the tragedy. Chilling.
Yeah. So that's the physical horror, the past haunting the present. Our next story shifts gears. It's more psychological. A real crisis of identity. We're calling it the silent guest.
Identity horror can be deeply unsettling. The fear that someone close isn't who you think they are.
Okay, this involves a group of 4 friends, close friends. late 20s, early 30s. They planned a weekend getaway, cabin, woods, far from everything. One of the friends, Andy, is key here. He was going through a really rough time, messy divorce, plus his mom had recently died from cancer.
That's a heavy combination. Extreme grief, vulnerability. It's important context.
Definitely. Andy wasn't sure he wanted to go. But one of the friends called him Saturday morning, just before they left, convinced him. But right away, on that call, the storyteller noticed something off. Andy sounded sluggish, weird. Then the drive, about 45 minutes out to this country house. And the weirdness started immediately. The witness said Andy was acting really stupid. That's the quote. Couldn't follow simple jokes, didn't seem to understand questions. He'd only answer yes or no, or just short, kind of slurred phrases. They worried maybe he was, deeply depressed or even using something.
The initial assumption is mundane, right? Depression, substances, rational explanations.
Exactly. But once they got to the house, it went beyond that, into the uncanny. This Andy. He didn't play any games with them, didn't talk at all, and critically, he didn't eat or drink a single thing the entire weekend. One friend got suspicious, started kind of watching him, swears Andy never even went to the bathroom. Not once.
Okay, now we're moving past depression. The lack of basic biological functions. It's deeply strange. That's where the cognitive dissonance really kicks in for the friends. What are they seeing?
Right. It gets worse. The climax, the thing that really freaked them out. The night. Andy spent the entire night just sitting outside. On a wooden bench, same position, staring. Just staring out into the pitch black woods. Didn't move. When they woke up the next morning, he was still there. Same spot, same stare.
That's profoundly disturbing behavior. Static, unblinking, focused on nothing visible.
They'd had enough. Totally creeped out. They packed up, ended the trip early, drove back, dropped this silent Andy off at his house and just tried to shake it off. Get back to normal.
To imagine the relief, but also the confusion, what just happened?
Well, the confusion turned into something else entirely. Later that same night, the friends met up again for another friend's birthday dinner. And guess who was there?
Oh, no. Don't tell me.
The real Andy. Chatty, normal Andy.
Okay, so if this was just stress or weird group dynamic, seeing the real Andy should snap them out of it. But I have a feeling it didn't.
Not at all. The real Andy starts telling them about his weekend. Said he'd been at a bar the night before, had car trouble, another friend had to pick him up, which completely contradicted the entire weekend the others had just experienced with whoever that was at the cabin. They're insisting, no, Andy, you were with us, 45 minutes away. He thinks they're pulling some elaborate prank.
A total breakdown of shared reality.
And then came the proof. Other people at the birthday dinner, people who were at the bar with Andy, they start showing photos. On their phones, pictures of the real Andy. At the bar, laughing, having drinks. Photos taken during the exact time the silent figure was sitting on that bench staring into the woods.
Verifiable proof. So either Andy existed in two places at once, which is impossible, or something else, a perfect copy, an imposter that somehow inserted itself into their group. That's terrifying.
Yeah. They checked phone records. The storyteller did call Andy that Saturday morning. The real Andy's phone log shows the call, but he has zero memory of answering it, so the fear just lingers. They admitted they're now kind of afraid of Andy and who he could be, constantly wondering, where did the fake Andy go after they dropped him off? What was it? The real Andy, totally exhausted by it all, just insists they must have imagined it, but they know they didn't.
The unanswered questions are the worst part. That doubt seated about someone you trust.
It really is. Okay, one more. This one is about a shared experience, whole place feeling wrong, the empty street. This happened years ago. The narrator, two friends, driving somewhere in late November, early December. They were trying to get to one of those living nativity things. Took a wrong exit off the highway near a big U.S. city.
Ah, the classic wrong turn set up for unsettling discoveries.
Yep. And the road immediately left civilization, just plunged them into these deep, dark woods, felt isolated fast. After a bit, they passed this huge stone gate. Raw iron doors. Looked exactly like an old cemetery entrance, but there was no fence around it. And beyond the gate, just more trees. Strange.
The gateway to nowhere, symbolically potent.
Then they came upon it. A street. Houses. And this is where it goes from weird to deeply creepy. First house, normal-looking white suburban house, but completely dark, no lights on. And in the driveway, there's a van. All its doors are wide open. And the hazard lights are flashing. Blink, blink, blink. But nobody around.
And wow. Okay, that combination. Open doors, flashing hazards, no people. That screams emergency interruption.
Yeah.
Like everyone just vanished mid-action, instant panic trigger.
Exactly. And it wasn't just the one house. They keep driving slowly, every single house, both sides of the road, the same, all dark, all with vehicles in the driveways, all car doors open, all hazard lights flashing. The narrator said the atmosphere felt like they'd driven onto a movie set, like Silent Hill, but real, total dread.
A collective, simultaneous abandonment. The scale of it is what's truly unnerving.
They were too scared to stop to investigate, just wanted out, kept driving, looking for the way back to the highway. As they went around a bend in this creepy road, the final shock, a massive black dog, looked like a German Shepherd type, came charging out full speed right at the driver's side door.
Whoa.
They didn't wait, slammed the car into a U-turn, floored it, and got the heck out of there. Forgot all about the nativity play.
The attacking animal, in folklore, that often acts as a guardian, a warning, protecting a threshold or reinforcing that you don't belong there, nature itself reacting.
Makes sense. So years go by. The narrator tells the story. People doubt it. Sounds too much like a movie, right? So finally, fed up, they decide to go back, find the place, see if it was real, and they found it. Lower Valley Pike, exit off Route 4, outside Springfield, Ohio.
They actually found the location.
They did. And the verification. It's chilling. The location is real. It's maybe not quite as densely wooded now, years later, but it's definitely the place. That huge, weird gate, they found the metal parts of it dismantled, thrown in the bushes nearby.
Wow. Evidence.
Yeah. And the first house, the one at the van, it's still there, right across from where the gate was. And it's abandoned now, clearly empty. Many of the other houses on that road, also empty or up for sale. The whole area still feels extremely isolated, and they confirmed it, the exact bend in the road where that huge black dog came charging at them.
So the core elements were real. The gate existed. The houses existed.
Yeah.
The feeling of abandonment wasn't just their imagination. It seems many are empty now. It validates their fear. Something deeply wrong did happen on that street, or at least led to its current state. The simultaneous flashing lights remain the mystery.
Exactly. So 3 stories, 3 kinds of fear, really. You've got the ghost of the past, the burned man, tied to a specific trauma and place. Then the psychological horror, the silent guest, making you doubt identity itself. And finally, the empty street. This unsettling mystery of mass disappearance or something close to it.
3 very different manifestations of the uncanny intruding on the normal world.
So as you think about these, here's the question for you listening. Which one gets under your skin the most? Is it that physical, visceral horror of the burned man? That tangible ghost? Or maybe it's the idea that someone you know, someone close, could be replaced by something else, that silent guest scenario? Or is it the empty street? The thought that the reality we take for granted, confirmed by the people and activity around us, could just dissolve, leaving only questions?
It's a tough question. Often the real horror isn't just the entity or the event itself. It's the breakdown of understanding. The realization that maybe reality isn't as solid as we think. When that consensus breaks, like with the fake Andy or the empty houses, you're left utterly alone with the inexplicable.
That is definitely a chilling thought to end on. Hopefully your reality stays solid today. Be safe out there. And hey, if these kinds of unsettling stories and explorations of the strange are your thing, please do make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow Horror Docs for more. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.